morning, Harry.
It's time for our Defence Against the Dark Arts lesson with Professor Lockhart. I just love his books. He's such a brilliant writer. Defence Against the Dark Arts on the 3rd floor. Follow us.
And good morning to all of you, and happy 2nd December. So welcome everyone to Let's Play Chamber of Secrets Extended. This is guys 115 speaking.
I beg your pardon.
And I beg your pardon. Before I'll take you to Harry's first lesson of the day, which unfortunately I'm gonna show you tomorrow, today we're gonna use the opportunity to go through all the explorable Hogwarts areas during daytime, an interesting day and nighttime cycle that the extended mod has introduced.
Hello.
Okay, and what better way to start the day when you don't feel like studying than going back to bed, am I right? So let's thoroughly explore the Gryffindor common room, because we didn't really get to do it last night.
There's the portrait of the Gryffindor common room.
Hello there, young Potter. Heading for the common room, are we?
You know, I sort of expected the fat lady to start reprimanding us that we should go to classes. Imagine every time you want to go to bed having to explain yourself. My goodness gracious. Especially as a budding teenager. See where I'm getting with that? Anywho, let's talk to Percy at the balcony over here. He has a lot to say, at least 10 unique lines.
I take being a prefect very seriously. I became a prefect to help people, not to tell them what to do. Now move along.
That's my favorite line that he has.
No time to talk now, Harry. People expect a lot from a prefect.
I'm gonna tell you something comforting, Percy. No, they really don't.
Pardon me?
Okay, here's more.
Flying the car here was quite wrong, you know.
Well, what was the alternative?
Hello, Harry.
Would we get expelled for not arriving on the same day? I'm not really sure.
My advice is to keep your mind on your studies, Harry. No reckless behavior this year, eh?
Are you sure you're at the right school?
Oh, hello, Harry. Excellent flying yesterday, really excellent.
Now, I think this line is not about the flying car, but it's about Quidditch. But I think Percy might be getting a bit ahead of the events.
I don't want to hear any more rubbish about me having a secret girlfriend.
Alright.
Hello, Harry.
Yeah, okay, so that's all I wanted to talk to Percy about. By the way, there's a very interesting door here.
No getting through this door just now.
Just now are the keywords. Thank you for that hint, Harry, because we'll be able to access it later on. In the original retail version of the game, this was always inaccessible. However, using the debugging mode, you could no-clip through the door and enter a secret level, sort of a challenge inside further depths of the Gryffindor Tower. In the extended mod, this will become properly accessible, but only once you learn all 4 spells. So the very final one will be the Spongify spell over here, okay? So until then, let's just keep this door in mind. And one cool thing I want to show you, a secret Flipendo switch. It reveals a panel with a rope. We need to learn the Diffindo spells to do anything with it and uncover the common room secret. So for now, that's all we can do. And furthermore, a chest with a card. Let's see who it is. Almeric Solbridge, 1602 to 1699, famous for conquering the river troll that was terrorizing those trying to cross the Vire River. The river troll in question was believed to be one of the largest ever to exist in Britain, having a weight of 1 ton. Ooh, nice. Okay, we have 4 cards overall. And we have a cauldron for mixing Wigan wells, once we'll know how and have the ingredients, and a save game book. This is another one of those that will respawn endlessly, but let's use it at least once. Awesome. By the way, in the retail version of the game, this chest will respawn every time you re-enter this entire area. Well, what I mean by that is the Hogwarts Grounds, Hogwarts Entrance, not the common room itself. And you will be able to endlessly make one single beam spawn from this chest. But that's not the case in the extended mod, and I have to agree with them. Okie dokie. Bye bye, fat lady. We'll be back soon. Now, as it pertains to this corridor, it's interesting how the lighting conditions have changed.
Watch where you're going, Harry.
And everyone's already mad at us. This is a good start to a year.
Hi, I'm Arthur. I have a smashing collection of non-magical cricket balls.
Now, why is this so familiar?
Hi, my name is Marilyn. I have a lovely collection of beetle pincers.
So what, she has a collection. She also has a, I think, younger brother author in Chamber of Secrets who has the same collection and claims it's better than his sister's. I think that guy is a bit off.
Don't mind him. That's Marilyn's younger brother Arthur. He's a bit off.
Don't mind Marilyn, she's a bit off.
I love how both Marilyn and Arthur have this friend next to them who just disses them next to complete strangers.
Hi, I'm Arthur. I have a smashing collection
Probably
of
there's a very
cricket
good reason
balls.
for that. Come on, Arthur, say your second line.
My Beetle Pinchers collection is much better than my sister's. I can show them to you if you like.
Now there's some serious siblings rivalry going on there.
Don't mind him. That's Marilyn.
Okay, you're just gonna repeat yourself. You know what? You're a bit off. So judgmental, these kids, seriously.
No time to talk, thank goodness.
Yeah, Ron will have to wait there for a while. And by the way, even though it's daytime, you cannot re-trigger the statues over here, okay, or anything like that. By the way, there are many students now sort of throwing these beans around.
Oh, sorry. I just sold my very last item a moment ago.
I haven't got anything to trade at the moment. Come back later when I've had a chance to replenish my stock.
What it is that these guys are talking about is in fact trading that Fred and George have hinted at. And there's another seller over here.
Sorry, I've run out of stock. You'll have to come back later.
But alas, a bit of a disappointment. The three that we bumped into will actually sell you wizard cards in case you miss any in the not freely explorable areas where everything is missable essentially. So the game gives you another mechanism to get all the cards, which is really nice. But these students will never ever trade with because we'll get all the cards as soon as we can. Hello, Mrs. Norris. Yeah, I believe these are actually the sounds from the Philosopher's Stone where we were sneaking up and especially down the tower with Filch and Mrs. Norris, and they sort of re-implemented them here. Now before we take a walk outside in the sunshine, this door suddenly became accessible.
I'm hoping that Hufflepuff wins the House Cup this year.
Good luck.
Sorry, no time to chat.
Okay, let me show you the third secret, I believe. There we go. Out of 12. So much to explore here. This is sort of a dream coming true. 8 beans, please. Okay. And remember, this entire corridor was blocked last night. So now we are actually approaching an antechamber, which might seem a bit off, but the layout is not at all random. Later on, this is where Wizard Dueling bets will take place, and the Grand Hall where the actual Wizard Dueling will take place.
What are you looking at?
At a particularly nasty Slytherin.
Ooh. Site of ceremonies and dueling.
Okay. Let's just tune up those insults. Instead, let's admire how the Great Hall looks. In the retail version of the game, it would always be nighttime here, and also the decorations on the walls would be missing. Now, in the extended mod, depending on what time of the day it is, it will reflect in the Great Hall, okay? Which is pretty awesome. Now, by the way, your personal philosophy might be, and it's something I stuck with in my original playthrough, I think back in 2013, where I would back then recommend exploring areas only once you know all the spells. Well, if that's how you're gonna do the playthrough, I'm not in this particular time, but if that's how you plan to do things, make sure to open these 2 chests as soon as you can, because at the very end of the game, at least, these will no longer be accessible, because the final cutscene and house point ceremony will take place here, okay? So, yeah.
What's where you're going?
Oh my god, everyone hates us. What about you?
I'm hoping that Hufflepuff wins the
Oh,
House Cup this
that
year.
is you. Okay. It's nice to have dreams and aspirations.
Oh, it's you.
And I know what I'm talking about, because I'm Hufflepuff myself. We are the worst house, literally. Okay, oh, I'm sorry, no, I should say we're hardworking. That's right. Now guys, if you're playing the retail version of the game, the moment you step outside of this door, you'll trigger a unique cutscene with Hagrid. Let me show you.
Welcome back for the new school year, Harry. I'm still gamekeeper here, thank goodness. Hope you like your classes this year, Harry.
Now that was pretty neat. So why is it missing from the extended version? Well, the reason is simple. We already said hello to Hagrid last night when we entered his hut.
Welcome back for the new school year, Harry. I'm still gamekeeper here, thank goodness.
Right? That's really all there is to it. Now this is an area that we've already been through, and it's daytime, however, but you will see in the extended version of the mod that the chests are empty, the bins are not here. However, if you are playing the retail, make sure to revisit everything both during nighttime and daytime, because everything will be there twice, with the exception of cards, of course, okay? And we've also been here but are unable to progress any further, okay? So, what I really want to show you, there are more tradesmen and sellers. Actually, when Slytherins want to barter with you, that's the only time a Slytherin boy or girl will actually be polite to you.
I haven't got anything to trade at the moment. Come back later when I've had a chance to replenish my stock.
Which is common business sense, you're not gonna insult your potential customers.
I beg your pardon?
Okay. Well, yeah, so that's essentially it. There will eventually be another seller over there once we'll be able to buy potion ingredients. So for now, the entrance to the Quidditch pitch is still blocked.
I can't get out that way.
But one thing I want to show you, in case a particular chest contained a card during the alternate time of the day we explored it in, it is now gonna contain a bean. Just a single bean, but we might as well get it over with in the daytime as well, okay? So, not particularly worth it. And one other thing I want to show you in Hogwarts Grounds at this point is that during daytime, Hagrid brings out his piggies and his confused-looking goat, so we definitely need to pay a visit. And also, if we bump
Hagrid's hut.
If we bump into Hagrid, he'll have, again, lots of new lines to share with us. Yeah, they don't like us here, the goat doesn't care, the goat is really chill, I like that. So Hagrid, tell us something new.
Warthogs are what I'd really like to raise.
Well, don't tell it to the pigs, they have feelings, you know.
Warthogs are what I'd really like to raise.
Oh, come on, Hagrid, you can do better than that.
Warthogs are what I'd really like to raise.
Okay.
There's some who think pigs are smelly. Imagine how that makes the pigs feel.
Imagine telling them warthogs are what you really want to raise, how that makes them feel.
Nice day, innit, Harry?
It is, innit?
The flesh-eating slugs are after my vegetable marrows again. Nice day, innit, Harry?
Okay, he has way more to say.
There's some who think pigs are smelly. Imagine how that makes the pigs feel.
But he's not very keen on sharing.
Warthogs are what
Oh my god, Hagrid, really?
A muddy pig is a happy pig.
Yes. Are you trying to imply something, Hagrid?
My hut could use a coat of paint this year, I think.
It looks like it never had a coat of paint, to be honest.
That McGonagall's a tough one, alright, but her heart's in the right place.
Foreshadowing of what will happen if we annoy McGonagall.
The flesh-eating slugs are after
Okay,
my vegetable marrows again.
Hagrid, that's... I think I'm good. That's enough small talk for one day. And of course, the entrance to the Forbidden Forest.
My hut could use a coat of paint this year.
By the way, you can re-enter, of course, Hagrid's hut even during daytime, but it is identical all the time, and we've already emptied his chest, okay? So, anywho, just wanted to show you that in Hogwarts Grounds. So, in the retail version of the game, all the areas you've explored in nighttime will respawn fully. In the extended version of the game, they will not, but chests that contained wizard cards will have one bean to give you as a token replacement, okay? So, up to you whether this is worth it or not, but just wanted to explain the principle of how the free roaming works in the extended mod as opposed to the normal version of the game. Anywho, I think we've kept Ron waiting for a long time.
Harry, Defense Against the Dark Arts is up here.
Try to hurry, Harry. We'll get to see Gilderoy Lockhart in person.
There's no end to Hermione's enthusiasm. So guys, welcome to Hogwarts Staircase. There's a fat friar, the Hufflepuff ghost, also featured in Hogwarts Legacy. Well, he was actually really creepy looking, to be honest. I prefer this version much more, that looks cartoony. Let's hang out with the crowd, you know? Let's be one of the people.
Watch where you're going.
Oh, we're not good at this, are we?
Watch where you're going.
Oh my god.
I beg your pardon.
We should stop socializing.
Sorry, I've run out of stock. You'll have to come back later.
This is too much like me in middle school or high school, whatever your regional equivalent is.
Oh, sorry. I just sold my very last item a moment ago.
Not even the people wanting to take my money wanted to talk to me.
Pardon me.
Pardon me?
Well, that was fun. Okay, and another cauldron we can mix Wiggenwelds later on, let's keep that in mind.
I beg your pardon.
And a save game book. Now, if you're wondering what these 4 carpets are, they will have something to do with the final spell we'll learn, Spongify, and they'll serve as a shortcut to access the different floors of the Grand Staircase. So finally I can show you the map. We are right in the middle, Grand Staircase floor 0 essentially, but there's the 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor and 4th floor, each with unique features. So let's take a look. And I think actually around the corner over here we'll have a chat with Nearly Headless Nick.
Hello, Harry.
Oh, hello, Nick.
Even after all these years, I still find new secrets in Hogwarts. Here's a special area that you can unlock only if you collect all 40 silver wizard cards. For every 10 silver wizard cards you collect, you'll get a key that will allow you to open one of the 4 locks on the door. See if you can find all 40 silver wizard cards hidden throughout Hogwarts and the grounds.
Wasn't that Nearly Headless Nick, the Gryffindor house ghost? Wow! Harry Potter! It's really you! I'm Colin Creevy. I'm in Gryffindor too. Would it be alright if I took your picture?
Everyone told me about how you survived when you-know-who tried to kill you. And you really do have that lightning scar on your forehead. It's brilliant here, isn't it?
Well, that was a bizarre encounter. At least me and Harry both seem to think so. Anywho, so Nick explained something I touched on yesterday, and that's the fact that we will in fact need all 40 silver wizard cards before we'll be able to progress to this interesting room. Now, if you open up the map, even though it still doesn't show us as being on the 1st floor, but that's fine, the map works in mysterious ways, it will tell you Gold Wizard Card Challenge. So unfortunately, the secret and mystery is a bit spoiled. Yes, you do need all 40 silver wizard cards to get all 11 gold cards in a single place, okay? So as far as a collectathon really goes, it's not that exciting, because you might as well have no silver cards, or 39 silver cards makes absolutely no difference. It is the bronze cards where you're properly gonna feel progress, okay? But it's still pretty cool and way better than the Philosopher's Stone game. So yeah, we'll be gradually unlocking these just because it gives me a sense of satisfaction. Now we did empty the cauldrons, and over here in the retail version of the game was just an empty hallway. In the extended version they added a mirror. But I actually preferred this in the original because it created this optical illusion and it was easy to miss when you were just rushing forward, but you were like, oh wait, we can enter this. So this is one change where I don't agree with the extended one. By the way, we can get this beanie. Yes, okay. Alrighty then, and of course we'll get more once we'll use the Spongify carpet, okay? But alas, for now, the rest of the beans will be inaccessible. Now let's get on to the 2nd floor. Oh, and let's bump into Ginny. Again, this conversation is remastered via the extended mod.
Hello, Harry. I'm so glad I got sorted into Gryffindor like my brothers.
Seriously, in the retail version, Ginny was just there in the Diagon Alley and then at the very end, and you kind of forgot she even existed.
Cheers! I'd just like to thank you again, Harry, for helping me out in Diagon Alley.
How did we help out exactly?
Watch where you're going, Harry.
Ah, that's the attitude I'm used to. Okay. Now these are really interesting because these can be open multiple times, so just keep abusing them until they keep giving you beans. When they remain open, that's it. Oh, secret alert! Oh yeah. Okay, thank you for that. And now, a corridor that we all know only too well from the movies, and that's not a coincidence. Now, interesting thing, let me show you the map for the 2nd floor. This is it. On the right side over here, it says Charms Lesson.
No getting through this door just now.
And it will become accessible later on, and it will look exactly like it did in Philosopher's Stone and in the movies.
This door is locked.
This door leads to an area that is not marked on the map, but is in fact the Transfiguration class with Professor McGonagall, and one of the scariest areas in this game. I will explain why later on. By the way, you can open up this panel and get inside and get 4 beans, and that's it for now. More we will get with Spongify. Okay, and the door over here...
I wonder why this door is locked. Oh well.
in fact leads to Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, okay? But again, we'll have to progress through the main story before it will become accessible. It is the other side that's particularly interesting to me. In the retail version of the game, this door would be locked, always. But now, the extended mod did one of the most amazing things ever. Let me show you. My friends, we are at an entirely new, freely explorable part of the Hogwarts, called the library. It is absolutely gorgeous and magical. First and foremost, let's get our hands on all the beans on these suits of armor before I'll take you to the library proper. And my goodness, is this a dream coming true? To play the Chamber of Secrets as if for the first time. That's how exploring the library feels. And even the music here is, it's out of this world. Large Hogwarts crest, students just peering out of the bookcases.
Pardon me.
Again, let's try and socialize, although I know exactly how this will go.
I'm hoping that Hufflepuff wins the House Cup this year.
See, that's what us Hufflepuffs do. We keep hoping rather than working our butts off. And that's why we lose. Okay, a chest over here. By the way, all students that are seated like this, they'll never talk to you, just so you know. So it's nothing personal, this girl being Slytherin, none of them do it when they're sitting. By the way, very conspicuous looking book reminds me of a certain book in Lara's home in Tomb Raider 3. You know what I'm talking about? But we're a wizard unlike Lara, so we can flipendo that thing. Oh yes, we just created a pitfall for every single student to fall into and injure themselves. How awesome is that? So, let's get a taste of our own medicine and find the library's first secret. Yes, there are 10 secrets in this area reintroduced via the extended mod. It's absolutely wonderful and makes my heart bleed that it didn't make the cut in the proper release of the game. And also a cauldron to keep in mind for when we'll feel like mixing Wiggenweld. Now we have the option to go to a lower library and an upper library. I'm gonna start with the lower one first, okay? Now this should look very familiar. We've been here in the previous year. The layout is almost identical to the Philosopher's Stone, but we've been sneaking away from Mrs. Norris and Filch. However, at the same time, the layout is a bit different.
Pardon me?
Yeah, I kind of expected you to say that at this point.
Watch where you're going, Harry.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
I beg your pardon?
Okay, guys, there's a lot of pardoning going around. I'm not sure I'm on board with that.
Sorry, I've run out of stock. You'll have to come back later.
Now, I'll be honest, I have no idea what this guy sells, if it's bronze cards or silver cards, and we'll never find out because we'll never miss any. But if you do, he is available.
No time to talk, especially not with you.
Slytherins just make me so angry.
Watch where you're going.
Okay, by the way, we'll be able to cast Defender on that a bit later on.
I beg your pardon?
Pardon me.
See, even Gryffindors don't like us. That is really depressing. Anywho, let's open a few of these boxes. Awesome. And the owl statues, they are truly beautiful. Let's also keep those in mind.
I hate spiders. They give me the creeps.
I feel you. I'm an arachnophobe. Oof. You're gonna have a very hard time in the Forbidden Forest, I can tell you that already. Okay. Apparently there's an arachnophobia mode in Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't yet played Hogwarts Legacy enough to actually test it out, but I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, by the way, the bellows like this is a new object to the extended mode. It doesn't appear anywhere in the retail version of the game, so it's just funny to see the sounds and animation. Now, let's open this Hogwarts crest. And a switch inside. This will open up a fireplace. It really reminds me of the one where Fred and George emerged from back in the Philosopher's Stone, during my most favorite part of the game. This is the coolest entrance so far, I think.
Hey Harry, have you collected 25 beans?
When we explored Hogwarts freely, and this is Gilderoy's Lockhart Fan Club meeting room. At least that's my interpretation. There's a challenge on the left.
Getting through this door just now.
And a challenge on the right.
Getting through this door just now.
And the idea is that we'll have 2 lessons with Gilderoy Lockhart, the best defense against the dark arts teacher there ever was in Hogwarts. my absolute favorite. After the first one, the challenge on the right will become available, and after the second lesson we'll have with him, which is also the final spell, the challenge on the left will become available. The point of the challenge is just to collect the challenge stars. If you're so inclined, you can, you don't have to, but also just get your hands on lots of beans and have fun, okay? So I think this is really cool, and let's keep this in mind. I wanted to show this to you already. By the way, owl statues, this one we can turn around. Should be Flipendo, not Alohomora in my opinion. And this opens a portrait. I love alternatives to just simply casting Alohomora on a portrait. It makes me happy.
I beg your pardon?
Okay, so let's use the save game book here, and let's now go up. There's something about the soothing music in this place that really gets me. Okay, now we probably shouldn't be here until we know how to clear ectoplasms, but hey, 3 beans, come on, we're gonna risk life and limb. Ugh, okay, nothing we can do with that switch. We need to enter the pressure plate once we remove the ectoplasm, but that's it for now, okay? Now, by the way, if you do injure yourself somehow, there is a small chance that any chest or even cauldron will give you chocolate frog instead of a bean to help you heal. But I see this as a punishment for getting injured. You're just gonna have less beans, less money. So yeah, let's keep ourselves from harm, okay? Now remember guys, when we used to use these bookcases to jump around, when Mrs. Norris was patrolling up above and Filch was walking down and we'd be jumping on top of them? This is what this is a callback to. And it's so interesting to be here now in a completely different context. It's daylight, we are allowed to be here, this is not the forbidden section anymore. And yeah, it feels cathartic to no longer be chased and filled with dread and anxiety. Now this must be Madame Pince's office. She's not in this game, not even in the extended mod, but I like the fact that at least gave her this small office, which is really cool.
No time to talk, thank goodness.
Yeah, I feel the same way about you.
Watch where you're going.
Pardon me?
To be fair, I'm the one bumping into them. I get it. Okay, Slytherins, I'm gonna give you this one. I'm the dick here.
I haven't got anything to trade at the moment. Come back later when I've had a chance to replenish my stock.
Now I want to bump into every student at least
I
once.
could make my hair shine like Professor Lockhart's.
I think everyone wishes that.
Cheers! I hate spiders. They give me the creeps.
I think it's only been Hufflepuff so far that hated spiders, and I hate spiders, and I'm a Hufflepuff. I see a pattern here.
What's where you're going?
Okie dokie, so that's essentially it for this ground 0, but there's a bit more interesting stuff on the side. Let's leave the save game book alone for now. This is the portrait we can actually Alohomora open, and it's gonna take us somewhere very familiar. Remember the purple corridor from the Philosopher's Stone during our break in Hogwarts? And a junk room filled with all sorts of objects and gnomes? Okay, I'm having way too much fun bullying virtual kids. Let's go in and... oh no! The Gauntlet of Terror. Let's shred them to pieces. Our revenge is sweet. Yep, I believe, guys, that this is a throwback to that exact area in the Philosopher's Stone. 2 things I want to do here. Get the beans in this chest. And unfortunately, we cannot get rid of the gnomes. As you might notice, in the Chamber of Secrets game, they will get up after being Flipendo. The only way to get rid of them is to throw them into a gnome hole. Unfortunately, it's blocked by a web we cannot cast away at this point. Okay, so we'll be here later for some revenge. For now, what I really wanted to show you is the Gringotts break-in newspaper, the Daily Prophet entry saying break-in Gringotts Wizard Bank. I don't think it mentions Vault 13, but I will zoom in a little to it. Anyway, that's why today's advent calendar icon is the Daily Prophet. Just a really cool Easter egg from the movies that the author of the extended mod put here. And for now, let's leave the junk room. By the way, if you want, you can absolutely Flipendo a gnome, pick him up and throw him at the students out there, but unfortunately they will not react in any way, okay? They're just not really paying attention to what's around, which is such a bummer. Anywho, yeah, so no need to get into this secret now, but I just wanted to show you. Again, my mission in this Let's Play is really to just show you how early it is possible to get everything. So it might not be the most time efficient one, but hey, at least we will get to spend more time in Hogwarts, which I consider to be a good thing, okay? Now, every level like this, you can essentially access...
I beg your pardon?
And talk to students if you're so inclined. Since this is our first time here, I'm just gonna crisscross every time. It's gonna make things interesting, just to give you a sense of the scope of this place.
Go away!
Yeah, they really don't like us. Which I find endlessly funny. Okay, and each side has multiple staircases with a couple of portraits, which is really neat. Oh, secret alert! Oh, this is really neat. How it fits snugly. I love that. Okie dokie. And that is not all. There should be one more chest we are gonna uncover, but for now let's cross on to the other side.
Which way you're going?
Now I wonder if one of the main reasons the retail version of the game lacked all these areas and secrets and lines of dialogue, if maybe the limitation was...
Sorry, no time to talk.
Fitting it all into CD disc. Because guys, before Blu-rays, before DVDs even, CDs were incredibly limited with the size. Some of the larger games had to be on multiple CDs as a result. And I'm wondering if perhaps that was the reason that they received, okay guys, from a publisher, you know, you need to cut some of the file size, and this was what fell to the headman's axe.
Oh, it's you.
That's me.
Okay, and I'm gonna almost show you a secret on this side over here. See this chandelier? Very easy to miss, but hey. Again, I feel flipendo should have been the correct spell. Oh well. One thing I like about Hogwarts Legacy more than the classic Harry Potter games is that you have to pick the spell that will happen, which is pretty damn awesome. Anywho, ectoplasm blocks us, so the secret is, well, we'll have to wait for a longer time before we'll access it. But anywho, I just really wanted to show you the extent of the library. And we can essentially, from this point, get onto the second floor. Okay, this is a risky business I'm doing, but hey, saves us time. But yeah, that's essentially all I wanted to show you. It's a truly magical, wonderful place, and the more spells we'll learn, we'll explore more and more areas, and there are some... I don't want to spoil the surprise, but something absolutely incredible and magical will happen right around here. But for that, we need to finish our second year studies, okay? And I know that ultimately you're only gonna get beans, you're not gonna need that many of them, but finding the secrets is really its own reward. Okie dokie, so back on the second floor. Remember, according to the objective, our destination is I'm supposed to go to my Defense Against the Dark Arts class on the third floor. What we want to do before that is exploring the fourth floor, okay? Since the story will continue on the third one. So, we're gonna pass by... Cheers! We're gonna pass by the third floor for now. Oh, the Fat Friar seems to always initiate his flying whenever we re-enter. Hey Ron, thank you for your patience, but you're gonna have to be patient for a little while longer. Okay, and here we are on the fourth floor. Before we do anything, there's a wall you can already open up with Alahomora, but again, ectoplasm and a rope will block us from doing anything further. Something really cool will happen. But we can open this portrait. Okay. Alrighty then. And now, let's get 3 beans from the wizard. Okay, kind of makes my ears hurt when the sounds amplify like that, but my god, look at this. It is absolutely beautiful. And enjoy a look at the empty hospital wing, because that's not going to be the case as the story will progress. We'll essentially be collecting victims, assuming we are the heir of Slytherin, but only in the extended mod. Anyway, I'll talk more about that later. For now, let's flip into all the portraits, including the, although fake, much better looking Mona Lisa in my opinion. And there we go. Ah, I was hoping I'm on the actual stairs so it would bring Harry down during the cutscene, but oh well. Now inside is gonna be a very interesting witch. I think this is in fact Queen Meave, legendary witch who trained young sorcerers in Ireland prior to the establishment of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. She's a mythical queen indeed. She's also featured in the Witcher books, in case you read them, which I think is incredibly awesome when 2 different franchises sort of crisscross together using Britain and English mythology. This is really awesome. I'm not sure if there's a real historical basis for Queen Meave. You guys can maybe let me know, especially if you're from the British Isles or from Scotland, which is part of British Isles, but I mean just from that general area and you know more about this than I do. My 3 years in Canterbury haven't taught me much about that. Anyhow, really like that card. And the idea of giving us a history pre-Hogwarts. Oh, hello, Madame Pomfrey.
Safety first.
But you haven't even introduced yourself.
Thank goodness you're all right. Oh, are you injured?
Now, Madame Pomfrey, she has a lot of lines as well.
I've never seen so many spider bites in a single year.
That is a cool piece of foreshadowing. There's a reason for that.
Dear, what are you doing in here?
Exploring?
Thank goodness you're all right. Shouldn't you be in class, Mr. Potter?
Yeah, it's one floor down, isn't it, Madame Pomfrey? I just got lost and confused.
If you're ever not feeling well, be sure to come and see me. I'll fix you right up.
That's actually not true. She's not gonna heal you in case you take damage.
Shouldn't you be in class, Mr. Potter?
You're gonna have to eat some calories for that.
I can't chat right now, Mr. Potter. Good day.
Now, there are at least 2 more lines.
I hope I don't see you in the infirmary this year, Mr. Potter.
My goodness, there's a lot. Something about the potions in the cabinets.
Safety first, Harry. Safety first.
But, you know what, I'm not gonna really press the issue.
If you're ever not feeling well,
okay.
Be sure to come and see me. I'll fix you right up.
This is what I don't like, that the lines are all sort of randomly generated, the order in which they'll trigger. I wish it would be a fixed order, really. It would be an easier time exploring all of them. Okay, Glover Hipworth, 1742 to 1805, inventor of the pepper-up potion, cure for the common cold. Awesome. Imagine just having a cure for the common cold that easily. Oh, a pressure plate. Let's jump on it. Something will happen. Alas, it's a secret we cannot engage with right now. We'll need to learn the Spongify spell for that. But let me show you Madame Pomfrey's office, so this tile will get us there when we're ready and can actually cast it. For now, let's get a bronze card, and this time I'm gonna let Stephen Fry do the talking.
Mungo Bonham, 1560 to 1659, famous wizard healer. Founded St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries.
Thank you, Stephen. You do it so much better. And of course, in Madame Pomfrey's classroom, office, you can find a Wiggenweld potion. Makes sense since she's the nurse. By the way, every professor or teacher or any person in authority will have this high chair. This is a common theme throughout the Hogwarts in Chamber of Secrets, and I think it's really cool they maintained it like this. Okay.
Thank goodness you're all right.
Well, for the time being. But you're not gonna say the same thing when we have 6 scars because we collected 50 bronze cards. Anywho, just really wanted to show you the 4th floor. And actually, now that we are here, all it says on the map is hospital wing over here and the 4th floor symbol over here, okay? But where we want to go is the 3rd floor and the DADA classroom. And something interesting on the side there. Let me show you. But I actually think we'll be very rudely interrupted first. Let's find out. Woohoo! Sometimes you can use the momentum of the moving stairs to propel Harry to ridiculous jumps. It's a lot of fun.
You remember where it is, don't you?
I'd better get out of here. Filch might be lurking nearby.
Well, well, well. I heard a crash, and what do I find? Mr. Harry Potter and a broken, irreplaceable antique vase.
Argus Filch, the caretaker, was loathed by every student at Hogwarts. Some thought his cat, Mrs. Norris, spied on students.
Honestly, it just fell. What was that?
Hey, what are you talking about?
I heard a voice.
Hearing voices won't get you off. I'll mark this down against you. Now move along while I clean this up.
I must have been hearing things.
This should be a really interesting lesson. Professor Lockhart is probably the bravest wizard who's ever lived.
Is that why you've marked all Lockhart's lesson with little hearts on your timetable?
I have not.
Are you okay, Harry? I'm fine. Come on, let's go.
he said, but then turned back. By the way, the entire rest of the cutscene after Harry moves away from Filch over here is again restored via the extended mod. Just wanted to point that out. Anyway, Professor, what more can you tell us? Oh wait, you're not a professor, you're a caretaker and everyone hates you. Oh, never mind.
Back to break more valuable school property? I said move along.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Mrs. Norris. She could somehow explain to Filch that it was the Slytherin students who got us into trouble, but she's not gonna. But she's still such a cutie, I can't be mad at her.
Don't think you can outwit me, Mr. Potter. I'm on to you.
Oh wow, that's really impressive. You're on to a 12-year-old. Ooh, that takes great intelligence. Exactly.
Mrs. Norris says she saw you. I saw you poking about where you don't belong, Mr. Potter. Next time, I'll be sure to report you.
I love that this essentially confirms the rumor that Mrs. Norris does spy on students.
If you want to remain at Hogwarts, you ought to do as you're told.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I've got my eye on you, Harry Potter.
Now look, if your reputation is that every single student at the institution you work in hates you, maybe it's time for a bit of a self-reflection, you know? Just gonna throw it out there. Anywho, we can open this wall, and in the retail version of the game, you can access the secret. In the extended mod, they did put these ectoplasms here, which is actually gonna make learning the Scourge spell so much more rewarding. I like this, even added obstacles. And for now, we can admire this dragon statue, which is gonna have significance later on, that's all I'm saying. But for now, guys, before we part for the day, I want to show you one final secret. And there it is behind this wall. Everyone in the classroom waits patiently as Harry just screams Alahabora around here, which I find really funny. And before we take another step and enter the class with my most favorite ever, bestest teacher that ever taught at Hogwarts, I am going to say farewell, because tomorrow we will be learning the Rictus Sempra spell and running the Rictus Sempra challenge, and not just running it once, but twice, because we want to master it. It will all make sense later on. So for now, guys, thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you again tomorrow, but not before thanking my amazing patrons. And before we put our complete collection of Gilderoy Lockhart's books on our desk and begin the lesson, I would like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to my Winstons. Blangoopel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger and Buddha 2. Big thanks goes to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu and Renegade Durney. A very special thanks goes to both of my veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti and Alexandra. And finally, I would love to give a very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your generous support of the channel, and also for being the best spectral tour guide throughout Hogwarts that we could ever wish for. Even given our spell limitations, we have explored every nook and cranny of all the explorable areas inside Hogwarts, and I can't wait to find more secrets with you. Thank you all for your support and for watching this far, and I will see all of you tomorrow on our first lesson